G'day guys, welcome back. It's Marcus here from Rod and Reel, and today we're going to look at live baiting for kingfish. So, live baiting for kingfish, what do we first need? Live baits. Regularly, they're the hardest thing to get. Other days they're the easiest thing to get, and the kings are hard to get. But we're going to go through kind of right from the start, catching the live baits, then we're going to look at rigs, and then we're going to look at kind of how we fish those live baits to get the most effective way to catch these kings. The most effective and easiest way to catch your live baits, sabiki rigs. If you haven't heard about them, go to your local tackle store, ask them about sabiki rigs. There are definitely different kind of qualities of them, but essentially they'll all help you catch your live baits. How do we fish these? These come usually, they'll either come in a 3 or a 6, and they'll have swivels on the top and bottom. Chuck a sinker on the bottom, put it on a nice light, soft rod, and drop these down into any areas you think are holding bait. And that's quite often the key, is finding those areas. So local knowledge of your areas where you're thinking about fishing is key. So spend a bit of time finding where the bait fish are, because the first thing you're going to do when you go out and target kingfish and you're going to live bait for them is you got to catch them first thing in the morning. So spend a bit of time outside of that, find where they are. Quite often they'll be in sheltered bays, on channel edges. There'll be certain areas they'll be holding, sometimes weedy, reefy edges, but you're looking for things like jack mackerel, piper, small carwai, things like that. Anything that kingfish normally eats. The reason we say a soft rod, when you hook fish on these rigs, you don't want too stiff a rod because they'll actually pull out of their mouths or they'll break the sabikis off. So a nice soft rod. What we're looking for on your sounder is a ball of bait, or a thick kind of red blotch on your sounder that'll look like bait. It can be anywhere in the water column, and you're dropping down into that and then just slowly retrieving up. You'll know when you get a take by these things because you'll feel a little tap, 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 and your rod should just load up. One key there is wind slowly as you're winding them up. Don't fight it like you would a normal fish and lift hard and wind down, because when you lift hard, quite often again, you'll break them off. So nice and slow, bring it up. Once you get them to the surface, you need a live bait tank, something to put them into. And the key there is you want to handle those live baits as little as possible. One thing we do there is we use the back of a knife or a bread knife. You put it under the little sabiki hook, hold your live bait above the tank and just jiggle it, and the live bait will actually fall off itself. The reason we don't want to handle them too much is the more you handle them, the less time they're going to live for you. Some of them, some liveys like blue coeys, they'll just die on you straight away. So try not to handle them as much as you can. So we've caught our live baits. Now how we're going to rig them. Here we've got a little jack mac. Kingies love these, they're like candy for them. I've got a circle hook here, and we're going to look at 3 main areas that we could use to rig these. There's in front of the dorsal fin, through the nostrils, and through the front of the mouth, for different reasons. We use in front of the dorsal fin so that the fish can still swim quite freely, because he's able to sit level and he can swim along quite freely. One of the things with this is quite a soft area, and also beware that when you're putting the hook through there, that you don't put it through its spine, because you'll kill him instantly. The next place is through the nostrils. The nostrils are a nice hard area and allows them to swim, and as that's being pulled down with the sinker, it allows them to swim down quite well and he won't get caught up. And the last one is through the front of the mouth. This leaves a really nice exposed hook, and the hook can't get back through the body of the live bait. What do I mean by that? If I rig him through here, that kingfish eats him head on. What can happen is that hook can dig into the live bait. So you want to make sure that that hook's pronounced and free, and that that's going to hook into their mouth. You don't want it digging into the body of your bait. So when I talk about rigging him through the front of the nose, we can see there that that hook can't come back into the body, and that bait will swim straight like that. And it's similar through the nostrils, because it's a thinner part of the head. If I put it through the nostrils, that bait can swim quite freely. If it comes back, because of the angle of the head, it'll sit up and won't go into the body. I prefer rigging it through the nostril or the front of the mouth, because quite often if you get an aggressive take on the live bait through the soft fleshy area in front of the dorsal fin, that hook can pull out. That hook won't pull out of your live baits through here. And also, like I say, there's less chance of that hook setting into the body.